Good afternoon. Thank you, Val and Adam, for the invitation. I'm so happy to be among friends today and learning a lot about lots of topics that feed our soul. I'm going to talk about integrative health and transdimensional healing. It's related to my topic of work. I'm a nutritionist and I practice nutrition for body, mind, and emotions. And we are going to talk about this a little bit today with the focus of Spiritism and also science. What science brings us, according to Spiritism, related to integrative health and the transdimensional healing. To start, I put the model of questions and answers because I tend to speak too much. And Val told me, please, just 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I said, maybe if I organize these in questions and answers, I will be more objective and I will respect better the time. What is health? Then we are going to do some reflections this evening about this afternoon. What is health? How do we get ill? Is there any science reinforcing the importance of feelings and thoughts to explain health and disease? And is healing a transdimensional process? We're going to reflect about that now. And it's nice because I was one of the last ones today, but it was wonderful because lots of friends who talked before, they grounded me. They put like the base to my talk, and it's lots of things related to what I'm going to talk about. And the first question is, what is health? What is health? What do you think can be considered as health? Just 2 minutes to think about, and we can go for the official definition. To think about what is health.
Physical and mental well-being.
Physical and mental well-being, Sylvia told us. Okay, let's see. According to the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. This definition has 70 years, but we are still stuck on the physical one. If we go to your GP, you're going to be measured by your blood pressure, sugar level, and these kind of parameters, and we are going to be considered health. Is it true? No. Can you be considered a healthy person if you still do not forgive yourself or others? If you are not connected to people, if you are not feeling blessed or grateful for things you have, can you be considered health? No. Then this definition is very big. It's very, we can amplify this definition. Well, 70 years after, we are still connected with the physical aspect. We need to incorporate mental and social, because if you go to your doctor most of the time, complain about a headache, rarely you're going to talk about your emotional status to try to identify the root cause of the problem. Maybe you're just got a paracetamol and go home. And we need more. We need to understand ourselves as holistic human beings. And the definition of health should be very integrative. And around 20 years ago, some scientists, some researchers are trying to incorporate to this definition of the World Health Organization the environment and spiritual concept as well. Environment is very easy to understand because if you drink contaminated water or if you breathe polluted air, we get ill. And the spiritual, it's another wonderful concept of health. It's not related to religions because you can have spiritual development, so you can have a spiritual strength without belong to any religions. It's much more than this. It's to practice the gratitude, the connection with others, the meaning in your life. then this concept is trying to be incorporated to the whole definition of health as well. Then we are talking about positive vitality when we incorporate all this. It's not the absence of disease, but we are looking for a positive vitality. Well, health then is an integrative concept. We are holistic beings, and every factor that affects our biological body affects our psychological, social, and spiritual body as well. It reminds me to talk about a little bit about epigenetics. That is a science that brings lots of concepts of Spiritism. Epigenetics came from the beginning of this century with lots of strength when we discovered the genome, the human genome. We are expecting 150 genes, 150,000 genes, one to codify each protein in our body. Then we discovered that we have around 25,000, less than the rice plant, and it was a surprise because we discovered lots of things that is coordinated. Then our biology was believed to be coordinated by our genes, and we had a very good surprise that who coordinates effectively our biology is our lifestyle, is the environment. And it brought us lots of responsibility in the sense of free will, the responsibility. According to what my friend Anna Sinclair said today, of course we have a program that coordinates our reincarnation, but it's not casual. It's not something that determines all our reincarnation process, because according to our attitudes, we came semi-programmed for some disease or for some conditions, but we can change according to your lifestyle, to our beliefs. Then nutrition, sleep, lifestyle, emotions and thoughts that we are going to talk about, stress, pollution, relationships, and illness, all of them affect. And the epigenetics came to empower us to say that the healing, it's in our hands. The healing process depends on us. Let's understand a little bit more about that. What is health according to the Spiritism? Health is the perfect harmony of the soul, for which many times there is need for the precious contribution of the inconvenience and temporary deficiency of the earth. As Altino said in his presentation, it's not a punishment, okay? It's an opportunity. The sick body reflects the inner program of the you spirit, the inner panorama, of the you spirit. The pathogenesis is a set of inferiorities of the psychic apparatus. It's found in the Comforter from 1948 as well. The book in Portuguese is O Consolador. Having harmony of the soul is living according to the law of love, beauty, and goodness that Evanise has talked about a lot in her talk today, about this harmony, this beauty of the soul, these connections with God's law. The human being is three-dimensional. To understand the transdimensional healing, we need to understand that we are transdimensional. Building integral health is taking care of our multiple dimensions: physical, energetic, mental, and spiritual body. We just see a piece of the iceberg, but we are much more than that. And again, Joana de Angelis, in her psychological series, she talks a lot when she mentions the conscious part, or the physical, doing a parallel, the physical that we can see with the unconscious or the metaphysic part, our spiritual part. Okay? Then, the fact of admitting the existence of non-measurable energy components in human allows the study of a portion of us that exists in a different dimension from the one explored so far, that is called the transdimensional physiology. Then we have here the spirit, the mental body, that is the expression, is the seat of the transdimensional mind, or the spiritual mind. We have the perispirit, what is our spiritual body, or where we have the same organs but in an energetic level. We have the vital body, or etheric double, that is the connection between the physical bodies, like a special glue between the physical body and perispirit, is where we have the vital energy and what brings vitality to the matter. And we have the physical body. Then we have these all dimensions. This branch of physiology must establish the system and mechanisms that related to the well-known physical man and the ethereal man. Then we are going to join this part, the physical and the ethereal man. First, by describing their relationship structures, the transdimensional anatomy, and then understand their function. Then, when we know human physiology, we understand mechanisms that generate diseases, like pathophysiology. But when you understand, when we study transdimensional physiology, we're trying to understand or try to discover transdimensional pathophysiology that are the primary causes of human diseases and afflictions. And it is the imbalance of the I and diseases of the soul. Then when you understand our soul, you can understand the reason and as mentioned here before, for what we have the pain, as Altino brought to us this reflection today. How do we get ill? The relationship between emotions, thoughts, and health, that were one of the questions we need to answer today. First of all, it's necessary to understand the concept of integral health as a downward causation. If you can see the energy, is a descendant one, which starts at the mental level, consciency or immaterial sense, pass to an energetic level, that is called biological organization model, or biomorphic field, that is the perispirit, and from there to the organic level. Then the disease starts in the mind, in the spirit, and goes to the physical body. It's not the other way up. In other words, it's throughout physical electromagnetic waves produced by the conscience or spirit, and directly influenced by its emotions, which generates a fluidic field that passes to the energetic bodies, commanded by the coronary center, represented in purple, to the energetic bodies, commanded by, the coronary center, and from there to the physical body, through the brain, especially through the pineal gland and cortex. Then there is a connection between mind and body through these two special organs, the brain, and an organ, a metaphysical organ, that is one of our centers of force. These fluids influence the network of communication and regulation of the organism, leading to equilibrium or health, or disorganization, illness, at the biochemical and physiological level. Then, the result of health or illness is related to our spiritual or our mind. In which level? How do you explain that in a scientific way? Is there any science reinforce the importance of feelings and thoughts to explain health and disease? Yes. It's called psychoneuroimmunology. It's quite new, codified science. I love this when I discovered the science, because it's very easy to understand, and I became a practitioner in this, in some tools of this science. It explains the connection between nervous system, endocrine system, and immune system. It's called by an author, a very, very pioneer author that started studying this, Kempf. It was a very lovely scientist, Kempf. She talks about the molecules of emotions. She explains how body and mind talk to each other through these three systems. Then, to understand a little bit more, this was a picture that I developed to explain the science through my final work in my course. And everything starts in the psyche, through mental, emotion, and spiritual combination. And the nervous system, the endocrine system, and the immune system, they produce each one their proper molecules according to what we have in our mind, according to our feelings that modulates our thoughts. Feelings give to thoughts color and shapes, because everything starts on our feelings. And according to that, we produce some messengers, you can see with the envelopes, neurotransmitters when we talk about nervous system, hormones when we talk about hormone system or endocrine system, and cytokines when you talk about immune system. And according to our mental vibration, according to what we have in our mind, feelings and thoughts, this chemical is more efficient or less efficient. Then we produce diseases, or we produce health conditions, health states. Every therapy. Then, just to explain, a stressor stimuli talks directly with these through the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis and produce response from these that commands the immune system. Then the nervous system perceive, translate the psyche, and control the body. The endocrine system respond and balance, and the immune system identify and defend. But from a cold to a cancer, everything depends on the immune system and how it's working. Psychoneuroimmunology is explained that depends on our state of psyche, how we are prepared, how we respond to effect. The effect, as mentioned before, is quite neutral. But how I will perceive this as an opportunity, as Altino mentioned, as an opportunity or as an angry situation, or when I face this with lots of, angry or lack of acceptance, it changes completely how the body is going to produce the chemicals to defend us. Then, psychoneuroimmunology, when the psyche is in harmony, it reflects health. The pathology, in turn, is the result of the imbalance of the psychic apparatus, and at the same time, an opportunity for growth, evolution, expansion of consciousness to begin the healing process. The psyche is also the primary source of the endogenous pharmacological resources we have inside of us, the medicine we need. Every therapy, just to continue, in this way, it is possible through certain therapeutical techniques to learn the alchemy of well-being, modifying the course of our genetic activity, our biology, and our perception of disease. Is healing a transdimensional process? Yes. Healing means elaborating new mental creations, transforming feelings, vibrations, renewing and reorganizing the peri-spiritual body. And I like this image because the power is in our hands, and it's possible through love, as mentioned here before as well. Then everything, every problem, every health problem we face, it has a what, as mentioned before, and the power of the healing is related to us. Every single therapy that can change the way we think and the way we feel can change our chemistry, our biochemistry, and produce the healing process. The problem is the statistics sometimes do not count, because as the process is ascendant from mind to body, it's the same. The healing process is the same. We need to start healing the mind to heal the body. And sometimes we don't have enough time to see the results in the physical life. And it goes to the statistics as fail. But lots of us can die cured, healed, because we could start this process of healing, of changing feeling and thoughts. Then it's something very transdimensional. The healing is transdimensional. Okay, this was my message. Here you can find, thank you for your attention, and here you can find all the references, scientific based information. And thank you very much for being here and for listening to me today.